Welcome again to the Nañgit channel, and tonight we're going to talk about Jupiter Retrograde. Okay, but before that, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video as well as the other videos of this Nañgit channel. All right. Okay, so let's begin. We're going to talk about Jupiter Retrograde. Okay. You see, let's look first at Jupiter itself. Jupiter, we know it, is the largest planet in our solar system. It represents in astrology growth and opportunity. Why? Because it has been linked to the Roman god Jupiter and its Greek equivalent Zeus. Okay. In Babylonia, the counterpart is Marduk. Okay, so since these gods or representation of the divine is about being large and a ruler. Okay. The planet itself, or Jupiter, has been associated with both growth and opportunity. Okay? You see, the planet itself is a lawgiver. It is deemed a benefactor because of the beneficent attitude that it projects. It is after charity, and at the same time, autocracy, or a leader, a system that is based on one supreme leader. It is also associated with abundance and happiness because the word has been linked also to Jove, and Jove is the where the word jovial comes. Jupiter rules Sagittarius. It also co-rules Pisces. Okay, if you notice the glyph, okay, the glyph here represents lawyers, legal systems around the world, universities, colleges, institutions of high learning, religious organizations, publishing, and even gambling. Yes. Why? Because of the abundance that Jupiter brings. So it is about fortune. Any kind of fortune. It's not just about money or finances. It can also mean fortune when it comes to marriage or partnership, or fortune when it comes to friends or communities. Okay? You may be deemed lucky because you have a good impression on you by the community, or you have lots of friends, or you may have a very fulfilling marriage. Okay. Now, another characteristic of Jupiter is the enthusiasm it brings. Love for travel and learning. It is the sign of wisdom. Anything intellectual, philosophical, ethical, that is what Jupiter brings. So you look at the horizon, you extend beyond the horizon. But towards that, you need freedom. You look at opportunities. You look at all the possibilities. That's why if you notice your friends who are Sagittarians or Pisceans, you notice that they love to travel. They love discussions on wisdom, on philosophy, on ethics, on anything that demands the intellect. Pisceans also, anything that is spiritual, that is out of this world. That is what Jupiter brings. However, there is a negative side, as always, to everything. The negative side is if you are autocratic, if you think that you know so much, you may think that yours is the only right way, or only you have the monopoly of knowledge, or yours is the correct way. That is one problem. Another is because you have abundance, you tend to squander. You tend to be a philanthropist, okay, to the point that you start losing what you have. Okay. So now that we know Jupiter, let's look at what Jupiter retrograde brings. Actually, this is quite late because I should have started this vlog in May, because the Jupiter retrograde started in May. That's May 14, if I'm not mistaken, and it will end 2 weeks from now. That's on September 13. Okay. What does Jupiter retrograde bring? Jupiter retrograde brings rediscovery and reestablishment. Okay. Let's look at it closely. Jupiter retrograde in 2020 occurs in the constellation Capricorn, and we know that Capricorn is about structure, it's about organization. Since Jupiter is going on a retrograde, anything that's normal becomes abnormal. So instead of expecting growth or opportunity, it will be a time of contraction and confusion. Instead of people growing, people will be contracting. People will be limiting themselves. Instead of looking at opportunities or having more opportunities around us, we will be experiencing very few opportunities. We will be tightening our belts. We will be looking at our skills, because that's the only thing we have. So in other words, it is about limitation. Okay. In terms of philosophy and spirituality, it will be a time of introspection, inner learning, a time of reflection, intuition. This is not only for Sagittarians or for Pisceans, but for everyone on this planet. Jupiter retrograde brings a time of inner reflection, inner meditation. Okay? Why? Because we need to create. It's a time for creating a stable foundation before Jupiter goes on direct motion again. So it's a time to go back to the basics. Think of ourselves. Are we really ready? Are we prepared after this pandemic, or because of this pandemic? We are now starting to look at how strong we really are, individually, or as a community, or as a country, or even the world as a whole. So it's a time of rediscovering ourselves. It's a time of reestablishing what we really need in life. We need to find our goals. We have to find clarity. So it's not a time of pushing ourselves to our limits, because we find ourselves limited. But it's a time of clarification. What are our goals, and how do we achieve those goals? We need to be clear. We need to remove so many things, so many obstacles in our lives. So it is not a time to travel. Avoid traveling. Again, it coincides with the ghost month, remember? So do not travel. Do not file a case. Okay? Why? Because it will only drag on and on. You might even lose. Okay? Do not also sign anything that will expand your business, like mergers, acquisitions, reorganizations, okay, that will expand your business, or anything that you need for financial growth. Do not, okay? So limit yourselves. Do not also start education. It's a good thing that the Department of Education in the Philippines has postponed again the start of classes to October 5, if I'm not mistaken. It's a good move because this is not a time, the Jupiter Retrograde up to September 13 is not a good time to start education, especially higher learning. Okay? Look at your true north. In astrology, the north mode, which means what are we supposed to be after our karmic experiences, our karmic past, what are we destined to be? So we have to examine that. Again, it's inner reflection. What is our true purpose in life? Okay? Where are we headed? This pandemic, where will it lead us? So it's a time for looking at ourselves, our lives. Okay? We have to remove all the obstacles in our lives that pull us back. We have to remove or eradicate all our old belief systems, our old ways, and embrace a new horizon so that when Jupiter goes on direct motion again, we are better prepared. Okay? So there, at least I was able to impart something again to all of you Nixters out there. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video. Again, I hope, thank you again to all those who have subscribed and watched my videos. Please always watch this video and share it to others also. Okay? So till next, light, love, and light.